So, have you ever felt like you're doing everything right to lose that stubborn belly fat? You're counting calories, you're doing all the cardio, and yet nothing seems to work. Well, that's because the whole approach is probably flawed. Today, we're going to uncover what's really happening inside your body. And trust me, it's a completely different story than the one you've been told.
So let me just start with this one idea. What if that fat around your middle isn't just, a passive blob of stored energy? What if it's actually an active, hostile organ that is working against you 24/7? Seriously, just understanding this one shift in perspective is the key to finally getting somewhere.
And this is the step we're talking about. It's called visceral fat. Now, this is not the pinchable fat under your skin. No. Now, this is the deep internal fat that wraps itself around your most vital organs, your liver, your pancreas, your intestines. And the most crucial thing to understand is that it behaves like its own rogue organ, constantly pumping out these harmful chemicals into your system.
So, let's pull back the curtain on this hidden inflammatory organ and see exactly how it's waging a secret war on your health from the inside out.
Okay, so how does this thing actually attack you? Well, it's constantly releasing these inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. This creates a state of constant, low-grade inflammation throughout your entire body. It's like a silent fire that never goes out. And this assault hits you from every angle imaginable. It damages your blood vessels, it completely messes with your hormones, it exhausts your immune system, and it can even lead to fatty liver disease. It is a relentless internal war.
And here's something that's really, really important to get. This is not just a problem for people who are visibly overweight. Especially in places like India, we see a huge issue with what's called the slim fat phenomenon. These are people who look slim on the outside, but internally they're carrying dangerous amounts of this visceral fat. This is one of the key reasons we're seeing an absolute epidemic of metabolic diseases like diabetes, even in people who you'd never guess had a weight problem.
And this right here, this brings us to the core reason why just eating less doesn't work. You can't calorie count your way out of a biological crisis like this. There's a vicious cycle at play, and it's driven by inflammation, not just calories. This slide just illustrates the trap perfectly, so let's walk through it. Step 1, your visceral fat is releasing those inflammatory chemicals we talked about. Step 2, all that inflammation makes your cells resistant to a hormone called insulin. So your body's response? It pumps out even more insulin to try to force the message through. And here's the kicker. Step 3, high insulin is the master fat storage hormone. It literally screams at your body to create and store more visceral fat, which, you guessed it, takes you right back to step 1. You are trapped in a biological feedback loop.
Oh, but it gets worse. This whole cycle creates total hormonal chaos. It's like a seesaw that's completely broken. On one side, it jacks up cortisol. That's the stress hormone that specifically tells your body to store fat right around your middle. At the exact same time, it slams the brakes on adiponectin, a wonderful hormone that tells your cells to burn fat for energy. So you're stuck in maximum storage mode with all the fat-burning machinery switched completely off.
So if this vicious cycle is the real problem, what's pouring fuel on the fire? Well, it's time we talk about the real dietary villain. And I'm gonna bet it's not what you've been told for the last 40 years.
For decades, the message was simple. Eating fat makes you fat. But the real science shows that the true culprit, the thing that fuels that inflammatory cycle, is processed carbohydrates. It's not the healthy, traditional fats our grandparents ate, it's the refined, sugary carbs that are driving this whole epidemic.
And here's what we're talking about in real life. Refined flour, polished white rice, sugar in all its forms, those super convenient packaged snacks and instant foods, and of course, all the sugary drinks. These foods just hit your system like a bomb, creating a hormonal disaster zone.
So here's the bottom line. When you eat these foods, your insulin spikes way up. And you can think of insulin like a key that locks the doors to your fat cells. It shoves energy in and then locks the door right behind it, refusing to let any of that stored energy out to be burned. So if you're eating these foods all day long, that door stays locked all day long.
Okay, so that's the problem. It's a hormonal issue? It's an inflammatory issue? So where in the world do we start to fix it? Well, let's move on to the healing path. And believe it or not, it starts in a place you might not expect, your gut.
See, the modern diet can really damage our gut lining. And this can lead to something called leaky gut. This is literally where the barrier in your gut breaks down, and it allows tiny particles to leak into your bloodstream where they absolutely do not belong. Your immune system sees these particles as foreign invaders and launches a massive inflammatory attack. And that just pours more gasoline on the very same fire we've been talking about. I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? On one side, a healthy gut is a strong barrier. It actually reduces inflammation. But on the other side, a leaky gut is a constant, ongoing source of inflammation for your entire body. So it becomes pretty clear you cannot solve the problem of visceral fat without first healing your gut.
Now for the best part, let's talk about the specific foods that can actually calm this storm, heal the gut, and break that vicious cycle for good. This is where things get really actionable.
First up, let's bring back the healthy, traditional fats we were all told to fear for so long. We're talking about ghee, coconut oil, nuts, and seeds. These are fantastic. They don't spike your insulin, they keep you feeling full, and critically, they help restore the levels of that fat-burning hormone adiponectin that got crushed in all that hormonal chaos.
Next, we've got to feed our gut. Fermented foods like curd and buttermilk, plus fiber from great sources like millets, legumes, and vegetables, these are basically superfoods for your good gut bacteria. And when these little guys are happy and well-fed, they produce compounds that directly reduce inflammation and even help regulate your appetite.
And finally, let's tap into nature's pharmacy. Spices like turmeric, ginger, and garlic, along with leafy greens, are just packed with powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. They actively work to lower that fat-storing stress hormone cortisol and just calm the entire system down.
So what this all really comes down to is a change in signals. It's about changing the conversation. Processed foods send stress and alarm signals that tell your body to lock fat away. But these healing foods, they send signals of safety and nourishment, which basically gives your fat cells permission to unlock the doors and allows your body to finally start healing. It's not about calories, it's about the hormonal conversation. And this brings us to a final, and I think really powerful idea. For years, you've probably been told to fight your body, to restrict it, to punish it. But what if the real solution is to just stop fighting? By understanding the biology of inflammation and hormones, we can see that releasing stubborn fat isn't a battle that has to be won. It's simply a biological process of healing